morning, my dear students. Welcome back to Physics Classroom. 8th Standard Science 1, Term 2, Unit 6, Sound. Previous class, we have discussed types of mechanical waves, transverse wave and longitudinal waves, properties of sound, loudness, pitch, quality or timbre, audibility, range, and infrasonic and ultrasonic sound. Today class, we are going to discuss about musical instruments. Some sounds are pleasing to the ear and make us happy. The sound that provides a pleasing sensation to the ear is called music. So music is produced by the regular patterns of the vibrations. So music is produced by the regular patterns of vibrations. Musical instruments are categorized into 4 types. First one, wind instruments. Second one, reed instruments. Third, string instruments. Fourth one, percussion instruments. So we know that music is produced by the regular patterns of vibration. Next, we are going to discuss about wind instruments. Wind instrument. In a wind instrument, the sound is produced by the vibrations of air in a hollow tube. The frequency is varied by changing the length of the vibrating air column. Some examples of wind instrument: trumpet, flute, stenoil and saxophone are some well-known wind instruments. So the familiar wind instrument. So now we are going to see the example of wind instrument, saxophone. Third one, reed instruments. What is reed instruments? A reed instrument contains a reed, air, which is blown through the instrument, causes the reed to vibrate, which is turn produces the specific sound, produces the specific sound. Examples of reed instruments including harmonium and mouth organ. Harmonium and mouth organ is the nice example of reed instruments. Next, stringed instruments. Stringed instrument make use of a string or wire to produce vibrations and hence the specific sound. These instruments also have hollow boxes that amplifies the sound that is produced. The frequency of sound is varied by varying the length of a vibrating wire. If we change the length of the wire, so the vibration also changed. So the sound also varied. So the frequency of sound is varied by the varying of length of the vibrating wire. For example of stringed instruments, violin, guitar, sitar are some of the examples of stringed instruments. A guitar string has a number of frequencies at which it will naturally vibrate. These natural frequencies are known as the harmonics of the guitar string. The natural frequency at which an object vibrates depends upon the tension of the string, the linear density of the string, and the length of the string. Next, we are going to discuss about percussion instruments. Percussion instruments produce a specific sound when they are struck, scraped, or clashed together. They are also oldest type of musical instruments. Trumpet, saxophone, snare drum, bass drum, keyboard, accordion, violin, and guitar. There is an amazing variety of percussion instruments all over the world. Percussion instruments like the drum and tabla consist of a leather membrane, which is stretched across the hollow box is called a resonator. When the membrane is heated, it starts vibrating and produces sound. The examples of percussion instruments sound bass drum, tabla, snare drum. Topic: sound produced by humans. In human being, the sound is produced in the voice box called the larynx, which is present in the throat. So generally speaking, the mechanism for generating the human voice can be subdivided into three parts: the lungs, the vocal folds within the larynx, that means voice box, and the articulators, the vocal folds, that means vocal cords, then vibrate to use airflow from the lungs to create audible pulses that form the laryngeal sound source. The larynx is located in the throat. It's located at the upper end of the windpipe. In human being, the sound is produced in the voice box, is called larynx, which is present in the throat. The throat is located at the upper end of the windpipe. The larynx has two ligaments called vocal cords stitched across it. The vocal cords have a narrow slit through which air is blown in and out. In human voice is produced by larynx or voice box. Where the human voice is produced? In human voice is produced by the larynx or voice box present in the upper part of the human body. The larynx is present near the upper end of the windpipe. Two vocal cords present across the larynx stitch in such a way that it leaves a narrow space between them for the passage of air. So this is the windpipe. The larynx has two ligaments that is called vocal cord. The windpipe is also known as trachea. The trachea is a tube-like structure within the neck and the upper chest. It transports air to and from the lungs. When a person breathes, when a person inhales, air travels through the nose or mouth down the trachea and into the lungs. When a person speaks, the air from the lungs is pushed up through the trachea to the larynx. When this air passes through the slit, the vocal cords begin to vibrate. The vocal cords begin to vibrate and produce a sound. By varying the thickness of the vocal cords, the length of the air column in the slit can be changed. This produces sounds of different pitches. Because the vocal cord thickness is changing, so the produces sound of different pitches. Males generally have thicker and longer vocal cords that produce a deep, low pitch sound in comparison with females. So, female vocal tract and male vocal tract. Males generally have thicker and longer vocal cords that produce a deep, so low pitch sound in comparison with females. Thank you, children.